Let's talk about the 5 fundamental laws with fascial maneuvers. I'm going to briefly explain these 5 laws so that when you're moving through the maneuvers, you can really feel the power of what we're doing. And you don't have to be an expert in these laws. But the first one is intention. And this is important for a couple of reasons. One, and the first intention is just to have the intention that you're going to be working with your fascia. That alone is super powerful because the fascia is an intelligent system. And when we surrender and intend to work with the fascia, it's going to work with the whole rest of your body because it encompasses your muscles and your bones and your organs, literally encasing every single one of your cells. And then the second part with the intention is that you can specifically create an intention and talk to your cells, talk to every single one of the cells of your body because it's literally listening. So you will sometimes hear us use literal programming language, or other people call them affirmations, so that you can talk to your body and say, I feel safe. But before you start a class, you can have an intention to feel more calm, or feel less pain, or just live more fully. So just create an intention for yourself, and at the very least, have the intention of working with the fascia. The second fundamental law is what we call pinning and locking. And we can pin and lock in various ways. We can pin and lock by moving a joint, for example, turning the head, or grabbing a joint and turning it, or even touching the skin and pinning it. And what this does is basically when we restrict one area, the whole body has to compensate somehow, and the pressure has to move around. So when we pin one area, whether it's at moving our head, it changes the pressure. And if we pin on the skin, we can see that we're locking the top part of the fascia. So underneath, the deeper layers are forced to move. And the body is forced to move to compensate for how we are locking. And you'll see we'll pin multiple areas, so we trap pressure in one space, and then that forces expansion in areas where the body couldn't expand before. So that is the second fundamental law. The third fundamental law is counter-rotation. And this plays to the body's natural movement, which is rotation. When we walk, we rotate subtly. Everything in nature moves in spirals, and the fascia loves moving in spirals. It's the optimum way to be. But our traditional movements in exercise and fitness have been really linear, and these movements actually create tension and restriction. So you'll see all of the fascial maneuvers involve some sort of rotation so that we're optimizing our body's natural harmonious movement and creating the proper flow for our fascia. And of course, we're releasing restrictions from maybe some of the linear movements that we've been doing over time that create these restrictions. The fourth fundamental law is moving slow. And there's a couple reasons why moving slow is important. The first one is that moving slow is what allows the body to feel safe to access fascial releases. If we move really fast, we actually engage the muscular system, the musculoskeletal system, and it creates kind of like a defense, and we actually tighten. So it's the reverse of what we want. So when we move slow, we'll bypass that natural reaction to tighten, which is just to keep us safe. But moving slow signals to the body, oh, I can soften here, and we get to work with the fascia. And the fifth fundamental law is breathing. Breathing is the fundamental movement of the body, and it also works with creating pressure and expansion in the body. And so we'll do different types of breath to access different types of pressure in the body. upper part of the body through the nose and the lower part of the body when we breathe in through the mouth. And the other important thing about the breath is really activating all of our organs and bringing circulation and blood flow to these organs so that they're really healthy. Because most of our organs, they don't move on their own. Like the only three that do are the heart and the stomach and the bladder. So the intestines, the liver, the kidneys, the thyroid, they all rely on our breath and movement to function optimally. So those are the 5 fundamental laws